Hello, everybody. Um, my name is Demetrios Hill, and this is going to be my video for part three, project three. I really liked um, this part. I really liked how it talked about innovation and kind of how it differs a little bit from like invention. Invention's kind of like something like creating something entirely new, and innovating more or less takes into account improving something that already exists, to make it better. And I think that that's really important because nowadays it's very rare that you're going to find something that's like never been discovered ever. Um, and so it's kind of important to innovate things to make them better so that things can progress, companies, economies, however you kind of want to phrase that. We need innovation. I found the video where that guy talks about Amazon and how Amazon was constantly innovating, and it didn't really pay off until like 20 something years after they were created. That now Amazon's like one of, if not the biggest company in the world. They went through so many small failures, but their big bets kind of like paid off. I thought that the three-step process was pretty interesting. The ideation, kind of formulating ideas initially, finding the ones that stick, and then incubating them, make them grow, and then scaling them out, kind of on a company-wide scale, was very interesting to me. I think that one of the interesting things that this section kind of pointed out is why companies fail. It talks about how a lot of CEOs, oh, they're all for innovating, and then once it starts costing serious resources, and they need to sacrifice short-term profits, now suddenly it's difficult to innovate. And then what happens is they'll start slowing things down so it doesn't cost as much. But the problem is when you slow innovation down so much, it just ceases to exist. You kind of have to have a quick process with your innovation. You have an idea, incubate it, scale it, and if it doesn't work, you keep going. You can't really slow down and dummy down the process because then innovation just doesn't work. So it was very interesting that essentially, in order to innovate, you have to be risky. You have to risk failure in order to succeed. And I really liked how the video kind of pointed out that if you don't innovate, um, you're pretty much going to fail anyways. So it's better to fail innovating than to just fail because you didn't even try. So it kind of emphasized the importance in companies, you know, in school, just innovating, because the worst that can happen is you fail, and you would have failed anyways if you didn't try. I guess similarly, it's like studying for an exam, and if you're innovating a new note taking strategy and you're kind of hesitant to try it out because you don't want it to affect your grade, um, and you don't try it out, and you don't, let's say you don't take notes at all and then you fail, well, that could have very well happened if you innovated this new strategy, or you could have got 100. So it kind of emphasized the importance of innovating no matter what, because the alternative is failure anyways. The only um, thing you can really have is a benefit. If you succeed, boom. If you fail, well, if you didn't innovate, you were going to fail anyway. So at least I guess you failed trying. So it makes more or less the most sense to attempt to innovate in pretty much any circumstance, because if you don't innovate, you're going to get left in the dust. That applies to school, applies to sports, right? In sports, for example, right? You look at Michael Jordan and the Bulls and the triangle offense, and teams and franchises are always implementing new strategies to use on the court in order to score the most points and win games. And naturally, other teams will innovate strategies to counteract that. And so constantly you have to keep innovating and innovating and innovating, because if you try to use the same exact strategy in the 60s today, you're going to lose by a lot, right? Because the game has just progressed so much, progressed so much, progressed so much. You constantly have to keep moving forward. You can't just pick, oh, we really like the way this offense is run, and stick with it for the next 20 years and expect to be successful. You're just going to get outcompeted. You constantly have to be looking to improve, not just what you're doing, look at competition, see what they're doing, see how to counter that. Just because something works, that's great, but that doesn't mean it's going to work forever. So I did really like this section. I learned so much. I really liked the examples that it gave, both from reading the textbook, from watching the videos. They were both really, really helpful resources, and I hope all of you enjoyed it as much as me. You all have a good day, and thanks for watching my video.